All right, guys, it's Wednesday morning. I'm still going to try to get Z-Chrome on this thing Friday, but I still have one side to go. I mean, it has been a mega challenge to get filler in this stuff, and you got to basically shape edges and corners and trying to make something look good. I mean, it just really kind of sucks, but I'll get it. I just wanted to show you guys a few things that I've restored and modified, and a couple things I've made. When I originally modified this car, or started mocking it up, I had a Holley 670 Street Avenger carburetor, and I had a fuel line just like this. I ended up getting a Demon 650. I really like Demon carbs. I've had several. But anyway, the fuel line was not the same as a Holley, so I had to turn around and find another one of these. And I was actually had a hard time. I looked at Summit and Jegs, and I could not find one like this. I got lucky. I went on eBay, and there was a guy, just some guy on there that had some of these, so I ordered it from him. So I was almost kind of worried. It's a little bit, I can't remember if it's a longer stretch or a shorter stretch than a Holley for a Demon, but it also has different fittings, for this. They're smaller. But anyway, I got the fuel line in. I actually just took it out of the box a while ago and just put it on there to check it out. But anyway, I don't know if you all know, I've got an NOS system. It's a brand new kit to put on the car. It's a preset 125. It's not adjustable. I think I usually use 100 shots on just about everything I've ever built. I always felt a little safe with a 100 shot, even with a pretty mild engine. But I actually had made my own little bracket that mounts on the carburetor studs, and the solenoid sets here, and the other one sets here. But I bought all the correct red and blue anodized fittings, so everything matches for everything. So it's going to end up looking pretty good on the intake and everything. But anyway, this is my air cleaner, and I need to blast it again. This thing was in pretty bad shape. I'd got it off eBay. It's a factory 4-barrel air intake for a 55. I'd actually bought 2 lids, and I cut a section out here out of the other one and put in this one. I ended up, I got a base. It's from a 55 to 59 Chevy truck, I think. It has 3 steps in it, and I thought that was really cool, kind of Art Deco-y. So I ended up welding the base to it, and I took a piece of 4-inch exhaust pipe and welded it in there. I still got a little bit more welding and grinding to do. But anyway, it'll mount on the carb, and this will come off the side, passenger side, down to this. This is a pipe I made. It's a 4-inch mandrel bent that I got off of Summit, and I had to add some to it, so it's actually put together with 2. This is actually the K&N embossed logo is out of a 14-inch air cleaner, and I cut it out of it and reshaped it and butt welded it in there. Made the bracket with the speed holes, of course. But anyway, it'll just be really, really nice on there. I have a K&N cone. This actually exits through the core support baffle beside the radiator, and I have a K&N cone that goes on there. I also got a filter skin for that K&N in case I ever get caught in a really big rainstorm. But this will be really neat mounted on there. Nice cold air style looking with the factory 4-barrel air cleaner. I haven't seen that done yet. So anyway, this is my electric wiper motor. I completely took it apart, cleaned it up and painted it, and I mix matched my my blacks so it gives it a little bit more detail that it has been taken apart. This is a new slide. I also replaced all the screws with stainless button head Allens that I polished. So this will be a really nice unit to hang on the firewall, and I have ARP 1032s to mount it to the firewall. But anyway, funny story about this wiper motor. I've had that thing for years. I've been saving it, and so anyway, I finally get to use it. But anyway, another thing that I restored a couple years ago is my heater control unit in the dash. I had the bezel re-chromed, and I cleaned all this up real nice and put new knobs on. Now that lens is actually an original. I repolished it. I repainted the lettering on the back, and it's probably going to be hard to see, but the back panel in that, you might be able to see it there, is the bow ties. That's actually cut out of a piece of dash trim, original dash trim I had. If you remember me showing in my one of my old videos, the speedometer, I made the backing for the speedometer out of the bow tie dash inserts, so it kind of matches. Anyway, that's another nice deal there. What else? Let's see. I actually made, I'm a big fan of the triple gauge pods things, so I made my own gauge pods out of muffler pipe and pipe caps and some round tubing, and I made my own triple gauge pod that'll be up here. I bought a set of Autometer gauges. I don't remember what the model number or model name of them are, but they have orange needles, so it all matches my factory Speedo and everything, because I changed all that to orange spray paint that matched the Autometer gauges. But anyway, I've got the gauges there. My temperature gauge in my dash will also work. It's an original gauge, and but I like having the, you know, I never really trust a factory gauge, so I wanted the Autometer on there. I also got the same model Autometer gauge and a clock, a little 2 1/8 inch clock, so I bought the insert for the bezel. I'm wanting to get this piece chromed. It's just polished aluminum and it doesn't really match my bezel. I had the bezel re-chromed, and I went with the chrome Bel Air strip instead of the gold. And I also changed the mesh in the back of that, which nobody will ever notice, and painted it flat black. It's the same as this. It's a letter organizer from Office Depot. But anyway, I drilled and tapped the back of it, and it's actually screws on. I built the factory 6x9 speaker panel in the back of this. I actually plated in with sheet metal, and I painted it flat black and satin black. You can't really see it, and I may end up changing it again. I've actually painted it a couple of different times, trying different stuff, but there's actually a crest back there with a bow tie in the center, and it's going to be one of them deals that you probably never see it unless it's like the sun coming in the window on it. I had a stencil I used a couple years ago, and I had a lot of gears in there, looked like clock gears or something. And I thought it was kind of cool, and then I changed my mind and I put the crest back there, but I may end up changing my mind and just doing it plain flat black. You know, if that panel's not in there, you'll be able to see back in the dash through this mesh, so it needs that block off plate in there. It does have sides also that come up to it. But anyway, that gauge pod, it was a pretty big challenge because this thing actually has a crown. It kind of curves here, and it's not perfectly straight up and down. So when you set everything up with measurements, and I actually had blocks that I put in between each one at the front and the back when I was tacking everything together. So you get at certain angles and it looks like they're crooked, but they're actually they're measured out and zeroed out. It just looks funny at the certain angles you get in, but they're actually even, and I guess it's because of the crown on it and stuff, kind of making it look funny. But anyway, another thing I made for my chassis, this is why I still haven't got my chassis, and I keep making silly stuff. I built a cover plate for this, and I drilled and tapped it for 832 Allen button heads, and then after I changed my side pieces, side body mount covers to the 1032 to use the 12-point ARPs, I decided to do this also. So I ended up going back and re-drilling and tapping and doing 1032s in this. This basically just covers you know, the studs hanging down for the core support mounting and stuff. Also, I was going to have to go inside there and body work all that area, and I just didn't want to mess with it. That was going to be a lot of extra work. I had an extra Chevrolet dash script. This is a 150 or 210, 55 or 6 dash script. So I put it on there. Now keep in mind the chassis is upside down, so that's why the script's upside down. But anyway, when the car's done and put together, you know, and if I got a mirror under here, you'll be able to see that. I think that'll be kind of neat. Just a nice little cover plate. It didn't really take a whole lot of time to make, but it'll be pretty cool. Anyway, I guess I'm going to get back at it, get good and started here. I'm already covered in sweat. It is hot already. I think it's supposed to be 97 or 98 today. Noticed on my channel this morning I have 100 subscribers. I think that is freaking awesome. I'd have never expected to even get anywhere close to 100 subscribers. It started out with just friends and family, you know. But anyway, thanks guys for subscribing, checking out my junk. But well, that didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to get started on this chassis and hopefully have this thing ready for some Z-Chrome by Friday.